All right, good morning, everybody. Hello. Welcome. How's everyone doing? Hope I find you well. I am Darkside Phil, and I welcome you here to my first stream of November 2020, which, by all reckoning, is stacking up to be the greatest month in gaming history. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. October is over. The Halloween festivities have ended. The spooky, scaring games have been played. And the creepy Halloween decorations have been re-entombed until next year. Now is the time to get serious about video games. If there ever was a time, now is that time. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this month, we have an unprecedented amount of new releases in a short period of time. Mostly to coincide with the release of the new gaming consoles, the Xbox Series S and X, and the PlayStation 5. That is correct. Now, arguments are abound about what's the biggest release, what's the biggest thing that's going to happen in the month of November. Everyone's all over the board with this. Everyone has a different opinion, a different, another different game that they like or don't like. And, it always happens like this, right? So you're going to have a big debate. Oh my God, I can't wait to play Spider-Man Miles Morales. Or, oh man, I just can't wait to play this game or that game. Or, you know what I mean? By the way, my video is screwed up on my PS5 right now. It is. It looks like the video feed has a bunch of artifacts in it. Hold on a second here, because I think it must be a loose cable. Let's see here. See if I unplug and replug here. There we go. Yep, that fixed it. That absolutely fixed it. Okay, good. I just looked up on my PlayStation 5. I was like, why are there these little like pixels all over the screen? Like, what the hell is that? And I started looking. I'm like, whoa, they're like all over the screen. This is crazy. This is not good. And I started moving around, and they were getting worse and worse. And then I unplugged and replugged, and now it's fine. Yeah, this is what happens when you have a day like yesterday, where I jumped from console to console. Yesterday I played on the PlayStation 5. Excuse me, the PlayStation 4. Right? And then I played on PS3 and PC. So doing that, I had a significant amount of moving around. And, cables tend to be loose and stuff. But it's fine now. Everything seems to be good. Anyway, crisis averted. Anyway, so everyone is in disagreement. Is it going to be Demon's Souls? Is it going to be Spider-Man Miles Morales? Is it going to be Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Will it possibly be Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon? Everyone has a different take on what will be the biggest game of November. I mean, there's so many options. I was thinking about it, and just for me, I'm trying to think. I think there's about between 9 to 12 games that I'll be buying and playing in the month of November. Okay? And by the way, I'm playing Watch Dogs Legion, which, we're very early in the game. We're only about 5 to 5.5 hours into it. So how can you even give it a call on if this is going to be one of the better or best games of the year too, right? So, who knows, right? Everyone's of a different opinion. And last night I ran a poll on Twitter, and the poll that I ran on Twitter was, what of these 4 launch PS5 games, all right? What games are you guys most interested in seeing me play, like, right away? And the choices were Spider-Man Miles Morales, Demon's Souls, the Sackboy Adventure, or Godfall. Now, the reason that I put those up there like that is because those are the 4 games that are available as launch titles for PS5, but those are the games you actually have to pay for, okay? There are a couple games that are going to technically be kind of free. Astro's Playroom. It's not Playroom. It's Astro's something else. I don't even know what the hell it's called this time around. But there's a game with Astro, and that game is pre-installed on every single PS5. So being that it's pre-installed, that's cool because that means that you get it for free. All right. Also, Bug Snacks is going to be free for those who subscribe to PlayStation Plus. So that's another game that technically it's free. You don't really have to pay for it, as long as you're a subscriber of PS Plus. And let's face it, how many of us are subscribers of PS Plus? Probably almost all of us, right? Arguably almost all of us. So, that being said, out of the 4 games, it was actually close between Spider-Man and Demon's Souls, but most people, no surprise or shock, voted for Demon's Souls. I'm not in any way surprised. I think there's 2 reasons why people want to see me play Demon's Souls the most. Actually, I take it back, 3 reasons. The first reason is because I have played every single From Software survival style game, you know, from the Souls series, including Demon's Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Bloodborne, and Sekiro in their entirety, right? I've gone back to them multiple times. I've done the DLCs. It's one of the series that you guys have actually enjoyed watching me play the most for various reasons. Okay? Some people like to see me suffer because the games are very tough. Some people like to see me persevere because I still win no matter what, right? Some people like the rage. But I also think in this case, people really want to see Demon's Souls because it's a genuine remake, in the vein that the game looks completely different from the first game, including even the gameplay elements and the like. It just looks like they put a lot of work into this game, and I think people are really excited for that, right? A game that's going to look absolutely amazing on a new console, but it's a very tough game that's going to be entertaining to watch people play and get their asses beat. And in fact, Demon's Souls is arguably one of the hardest From Software games. There's no bonfires. For those who've never seen a playthrough of Demon's Souls or never watched me play Demon's Souls, there's no bonfires, dude. You have to beat the entire stage from start to finish, including the boss, in one run. Now, there are shortcuts you can open in certain stages. It's not like every single stage is just you're going from start to finish, you know, without any checkpoints or anything. But it's fucking tough. It's not easy by any means. I remember some of those stages are fucking crazy difficult, okay? Some of the bosses are gimmick-style bosses where you need to know exactly how to beat them. So, it's going to be a tough ride. Even though I've played the game before, and I know what I'm doing because I've played it before, by no means is this going to be a cakewalk where I'm going to, like, turbo through it. I know I'm going to have issues. And then, let's not even get started on the fact that there's a boss that's a summon boss that summons a human to fight. And I think that when the game first comes out, this will not be an issue because you'll only have people who've played the game for a few days. But once people start playing the hell out of that game and getting the high-level gear and everything, they're just going to sit there at that fucking boss to be summoned endlessly and troll people constantly so they can't beat the game. Right? So, pretty crazy. That game is going to be insane. Seriously. So, I understand why you guys are so excited to see me play it again. Even though this will technically be my 3rd run in Demon's Souls, I understand why you guys are so excited. It's basically a new game from the ground up. Is it the same enemies? Yes. The same bosses? Yes. But at the same time, the gameplay mechanics are different. The graphics are different. It's a whole new ballgame with a new console, right? So this is going to be pretty exciting. However, it was funny because, you know, people didn't really understand the poll. I think some people were under the impression those were the only 4 games that I was considering playing at the launch of PS5. And they were like, well, what about Bug Snacks? We're dying to see you play Bug Snacks. And I was like, don't worry. We are playing, don't worry. Like, of all the games, I'm serious about this now. You guys ready for this? I think I'm playing Bug Snacks first. I think when PS5 boots, we're going to install the updates. We're going to download all the games, right? But then, what's the first game I'm going to be playing? Bug freaking Snacks. I think so. I think that's what we need to do. I just feel like that's the right way to approach it. I don't know why. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just a fool. But I think we got to talk about Bug Snacks. Alright? I just think we have to. So, Bug Snacks. Hope you guys are excited for it. I know I am. We have a new Bug Snacks emote in the chat for those who are subscribers, if you guys aren't aware. Okay. So, yes, it is a new emote for the month of November. I don't know if we'll have any other emotes added for the month of November appropriately for all the release of all the other new games that are coming out this month. If anyone has a take on an emote that ties to one of the new games I'll be playing in November, by all means, have at it. I actually at least have one vacant emote slot right now because the Halloween emotes have now been retired. But there's very likely we can replace other emotes with not bug snacks, with more bug snacks. No, not with more bug snacks, but with other new emotes appropriate for this month, okay? So, I hope you guys are excited for November. I am. Like, I'm actually super pumped now. Now that October's over, the Halloween spooky scaring style games are done. And in fact, October was a great month, and I will say this, guys. Thank you to those who did join me for October's festivities. That was a lot of fun stuff. If you think of all the stuff that we did, I played the entirety of the Amnesia series from start to finish and actually gave it a fair shake this time, right? The entirety of the series. Pretty much back to back to back. And then we played Little Hope, which was great. One of the better, if not the best, horror games I've played in recent years, in my opinion. And later this week, yes, I will be doing a second run in Little Hope, although this time around we kind of know what's going on in the plot. What I'll be trying to do is completely opposite choices from what I did the first time to see how that'll change the outcome of the game. But that's coming up later in the week. That's not going to be for a while, okay? So don't worry too much about that. If you're like, man, we just saw that whole game yesterday. You're right, and it's not coming up. It's not coming up today or tomorrow. It'll be at least a few days, probably Wednesday, when I'm going to be doing that. Okay? So, thanks for a great October. Really, it was a cool October to be able to play. The variety of games that I did. I had a ton of fun with it. Oh my God! I hope you guys had a good time too. And I'm looking forward to a really great November now with the new console releases, all the new games coming out. So here's the thing. I have looked into the releases for the month of November, as I told you guys I would, because I was curious to see what's coming out when and everything. And I have answers. Okay? So, this first week of November, there ain't jack diddly shit. There's nothing coming out this week. I kind of knew that. I kind of knew that it was going to be a very slow beginning of November because all the games were basically saved up for the console releases. Okay? So this first week, there is nothing going on, man. Absolutely nothing. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to focus in on the playthroughs that I'm already doing and some more chill stuff, admittedly, during these first couple of weeks until we get to the new console releases, all right? The real non-stop releases start on November 10th because that's the day when both Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well as Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon launch. Both of those games launch on the 10th, okay? Then on the 12th, to coincide with the release of the PS5, we've got, get ready for this, Demon's Souls, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Bug Snacks, the Astro game that I always forget the name of, the Sackboy game, okay, and I take that back. I think that's it for that day. The day after that, the 13th, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, okay? So just think about that. Within like 3 days, to the 10th to the 13th, you've got about 10 releases. Right? It's insane. Now, originally there was going to be more games in the month of November, but what ended up happening was a few of them got delayed, including Cyberpunk. All right? So, just between the games I just mentioned, all right, likely that's November for us, like what I'll be doing on stream. How on earth am I going to get through all these incredibly lengthy games within, 2-3 weeks? And the answer is it's not going to happen. Those games I'm going to be juggling and playing likely through mid-December, if not later. Okay? Okay. It's going to be nuts. And it's going to be a hell of an ordeal juggling all this stuff. I mean, woo! It's going to be like every day I'm playing a different game, or maybe what I'll do, and this is truthful, what I'm thinking I'm going to do, is I'm probably going to get Assassin's Creed and Yakuza 7 on the 10th. Then come the 12th, I'm probably only going to get maybe like 1 to 2 games. Like I'll probably get, well, Bug Snacks is free, right? Astro's Playroom is free. So those games I'll definitely have and I'll be playing. But what I'm thinking is I'll probably get like Demon Souls and maybe Spider-Man. And then that's it. Hold off on the other games, because what's the point of buying Godfall? What's the point of buying the Sackboy game? What's the point of buying all those games when I'm not going to have any time to play them right away, right? The only exception is I think I will buy Call of Duty, because that game is going to be mass variety. It's going to have multiplayer, which is going to be the main focus for me of the game. So likely, I'll be buying 2 games on the 10th. I'll probably be buying 2 games on the 12th, and then I'll be buying Call of Duty on the 13th. So within that 3 days, you know, holy shit. Now, I hope I can afford it. That's the thing. Because not only do I have to buy the PS5 and the headset, but then I have to afford all those games. So, like, every dollar that I raise is going towards this. Like, seriously, every single dollar is going towards nothing but paying for all this shit in 2 weeks. Okay? So I hope that I can afford all of that. I mean, there's no way I can buy every single game. And there's no reason to buy every single game, because I wouldn't be able to play them all in that short period of time anyway. It wouldn't make any sense to do that, you know. But, woo, it's going to be crazy, man. It's definitely going to be wild. A wild time. So, all right. And then, you know, I'll be juggling, like I said. What I'll do is I'll play those games for a while, and then when we get further into the month, if we want more variety, or those games are getting stale, or we actually beat some of those games, then maybe I'll get Godfall, then we'll try the Sackboy game, you know, we'll move on to other stuff. It'll be good, you know, that's kind of the variety I'm thinking of, alright? So, in 1 week, Assassin's Creed, Yakuza, Bug Snacks, the Astro game, Demon Souls, Spider-Man, and Call of Duty. That's fucking nuts! That's nuts. That's just out of control. Over the top, crazy zaniness when it comes to freaking game releases in a short period of time, dude. Now, here's the thing. Sadly, there is absolutely no guarantee that I'm getting my PlayStation 5 at launch. And I accept that. It sucks if it doesn't happen. Obviously, I want the game. I want the console at launch. I want to play all the new games at launch. Right? But it's not guaranteed. I pre-ordered the PS5 along with everyone else on Amazon that day when they went live on Amazon for pre-orders, right? And everyone who pre-ordered on Amazon is in the same boat. We have no clue if and when we're getting our PS5s. So as hype as I'm getting for this, seriously, as hype as I'm getting for this, it's just like, I don't know. You know, you guys know me, all right? Sadly, I kind of get a feeling of dread, and I get a feeling of, like, when things are going good, something is going to go wrong, right? And I don't know. Like, I'm nervous about this. I'm legitimately nervous about the PS5. Like, I don't know why, but I just am. Like, I'm like, damn, I wonder if I'm actually going to get it at launch. If I'm even going to get it launch week, you know? Right now, there's no indication. I check my Amazon account every single day, and there's been zero movement. It just says, order received. That's it. No movement at all on the headset. No movement at all on the console. Just order received. So, all I can do is hope for the best and hope that I get it. If I don't get it, I guess there's nothing I can do. What we'll do is we'll continue to play the releases of Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Yakuza 7, right? Call of Duty is going to come out, so if it comes out and I don't have the PS5 yet, I'll probably just get it for PS4 Pro and play it on there, right? But all those exclusives for PS5, there is nothing I can do, right? I guess the exception would be Bug Snacks, because Bug Snacks will be on PS4 as well and free for PS Plus. So, at the very least, we won't miss out on Bug Snacks if I don't get my PS5, and that's a good thing, okay? But outside of that, you know, it makes me nervous. What if I don't get it? What if I don't get it even this month? What if I don't get it till, like, mid-December? And then I have to hold off on games like Demon Souls and everything. That would really be disappointing. But at the same time, I guess it wouldn't be the end of everything, because I'd be able to play other games. You know, there are definitely other games, right? So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens, my friends. But that's this month. Super hype month. New console release month. I hope you guys are excited as I am. I just hope that everything goes according to plan. Honestly, what I'm nervous about is affording everything. Because now every dollar that I can make on stream from tips is going to go towards paying for all this stuff. Okay? And I just hope that everything keeps going as well as it's been going. You know, if I suddenly see a drought on the streams, now I might not be able to afford everything. Maybe I'll only be able to get one game, and I got to choose, right? Especially because these games are now going to be $70. It's pretty crazy. So we'll see how stuff goes over the next couple of weeks. Not even the next couple of weeks. You know, the 12th. And, you know, they're probably going to charge me around the 10th or 11th. So essentially 9 more days. I basically have like 1 week left. Okay. All right. Pretty crazy. All right, now. Outside of all the craziness and the hype of November with all the new game releases and everything, let's talk about how I'm handling the next week. Because there is nothing new going on in the next week besides a stupid Need for Speed Hot Pursuit remake or something that I don't give 2 fucks about. Alright? So let's talk. Alright? This week, I'm going to be focusing in on the stuff I'm already doing and doing my best, basically doing my best to cover the stuff that I'm doing and maybe do a little bit of extra content of the stuff that's kind of like the downtime stuff in the next week. So, that means today and tomorrow we're focusing on Watch Dogs Legion heavily. We've only played the game for about 5 hours, and honestly, I still kind of feel like we're in the intro segment. It doesn't seem to me like we've gotten far into the game at all. We haven't recruited any of the elderly people that apparently were the things everyone was hype about during the trailers of the game and everything. We haven't done any driving missions, right? Like, we haven't really done much of anything besides sneaking, infiltration, and doing a little bit of hovering on drones and spider bot stuff. So that's like not all the gameplay of the game for sure. There's way more than that. So, you know, to me, I want to get further in, and that's why I'm focusing on this for at least 2 days here, where I want to just jump right in as deep as I can and see what the game is all about. All right? So we'll focus on this. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. We'll have a good time. Remember, the streams are interactive, so if you're like, oh man, it's just the same gameplay over and over, then let's make it more about us interacting and talking and hanging out rather than worrying about the gameplay as the core factor of the stream, right? There's a big, nice, fun, social interaction is a big part of my streams that make them entertaining on top of what's just in the games. All right? So, I'm excited for, you know, more progress in the game and to see what we come up with today. All right? Later tonight, I'm going to be trying out something cool on the Switch. It's going to be, excuse me, the Zelda Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity demo. People are saying it's roughly about 90 minutes long, maybe a little longer, depends on how long it takes you to beat it. And it gives you a good flavor for what this game is going to be. This game is coming out on the 20th of November. This is one of the games that I'm on the fence about, because I'm going to be in the midst of so many playthroughs at the time that I don't know if this game coming out on the 20th of this month is a good idea, nor is it something that I should be doing, because I might just be like playing it and it'll be something that people don't really care about, alright? But this demo will help me to determine if this is something that I actually want to do later in the month, alright? So we're going to play it tonight on the late stream. Hope you guys will join me for that to see how the game is. If you remember, when I played Hyrule Warriors years ago, it was kind of a mixed bag. I liked certain aspects of it. Like, I actually particularly thought the graphics and seeing these Zelda enemies in this crazy-ass giant melee combat style world was very unique and different from, you know, how you'd seen them presented in the traditional Zelda worlds. I thought fighting the big-ass bosses was fun as hell. At the same time, I definitely felt there was a lot of tedious stuff in the game, going from point A to point B repetitively, kind of running in circles back and forth across the map over and over and over, to the point where it wasn't... I didn't feel like it was a great game. I thought it was just kind of okay. And I'm curious in Age of Calamity if they've improved this at all. Alright? You know, keep in mind, there have been many, many more of this style of game since the last one, Hyrule Warriors. Because that was what? The Wii U era? So you're talking like 5-6 years ago or something like that? So obviously, a lot of stuff has changed. They've put out other games like Fire Emblem games, Persona games. They've had a chance to change the engine and improve it. So I'm curious tonight to see what they've done. Alright? I hope you guys will join me later tonight for that. Tomorrow, more Watch Dogs, and tomorrow night we're going to return to the Pokemon Sword Crown Tundra DLC. I have 3 legendary birds to catch. I have another legendary Pokemon that's kind of wandering the Crown Tundra area that I need to catch. And then once that's done, I actually don't know what's left in the plot. There may not be anything left in the plot. That might be the end of it. But then I have to complete the Pokedex. So Pokemon will remain kind of a late night chill stream that I'll balance with other stuff over the course of the next week or so. Okay? So that's going to be Monday streams. Then I'm off on Tuesday. Okay? No streaming on Tuesday. But I return on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we're going to go back to Little Hope. That's right. On Wednesday, I decided let's go back to Little Hope and let's do an alternate choices run where I try to do completely the opposite of what I did the first playthrough. If people who were assholes, make them nice. People who were nice, make them assholes. Make it so that maybe we go against the girl in the plot line, because this whole time I played the first time around, I tried to defend the girl. So maybe this time, try to go against the girl and make her feel like she's the villain and see what happens if you do all those kind of choices. Okay? And then this week, moot coming up here, will be a balance between Watch Dogs Legion as the mainstream and maybe mixing that up with some variation. I'm not sure what yet. And the alternate choices run of Little Hope. We're also going to have a weekly late night Street Fighter stream. We're going to have more Pokemon and more Genshin Impact. I will be doing more Genshin Impact this coming week as well. Now, some of you may say, well, that sounds like a boring week because there's no new releases. Well, you're right. I'm just going to be continuing with Watch Dogs Legion. Essentially, that's the only real new release here. There's nothing going on this week, okay? The big stuff starts next week on the 10th. Now, the 10th is a Tuesday, all right? So I've spoken with my wife, and we've determined that it makes more sense for us to take our day off, not this week coming up, the week after, on a different day than Tuesday, since it's a double new release day, both with Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Yakuza 7. Okay? So, that being said, that Tuesday, the 10th, I will be streaming. Because it's a double new release day, it makes sense. Okay? Likely, my day off for that week will be Monday, which means that this coming week, I'm only going to be streaming Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then likely, Monday will be my day off. And then I'll be back on Tuesday for a double new release day. Okay? And that will be the craziest gaming week ever if I get my PS5 and everything. That's going to just be an insane streaming week. Okay? So I certainly hope that it does work out. I certainly hope that everything, I do get everything, but we can only hope. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, something else that's happened that I have not mentioned whatsoever. It's November, and I promised you I would do this. A new subscriber goal has been set for the month of November. All right? 825 subscribers. We've been way above that before. And if we hit 825 subs in the month of November, which is very doable, especially with all these new releases coming out, all right, it'll be a fun Christmas marathon. During said marathon, I'll be playing a variety of games that you guys will be able to nominate and vote on. All right? And no, it's not going to be fucking Code, Vein, and Danganronpa. Use your heads. We're going to pick holiday festive stuff and maybe some fun multiplayer stuff. All right? Going to do the best stuff here. Also, I will be dressed up in holiday attire. Every year I dress up in silly holiday sweaters. This year will be no exception. I'm going to get at least one new one, if not multiple new ones, to wear during the course of this event. All right? And I'll be drinking. I do this every year. Sometimes I have some beer. Sometimes I have an eggnog. We'll see what happens this year, but I'm going to be drinking during the course of the event. Wow, excuse me. So, it'll be a fun event. Now, there may be Tier 2 and Tier 3 sub-goals as well. What will they be? I don't know yet. We got to hit the Tier 1 goal before we worry about that. All right? Being honest. Once we hit the Tier 1 goal, you want to talk about a Tier 2 goal, then we will. But for now, let's just focus on the Tier 1 goal of 825 subs. All right? So, if you have not yet subbed to the channel, you're missing out. First of all, there's a fucking Bug Snacks emote. What the hell? Like, seriously, drop everything. Everything that's distracting you right now, I'm serious about this. If you're listening to this stream right now, everything you're doing, put it down. All right? Stop paying attention to anything else and just direct all your attention to the stream. There is a Bug Snacks emote on this stream. I am eating a goddamn Bug Snacks. What are you doing if you're not subbed? Immediately whip out your credit card, link your bank account to your PayPal account, get in here and sub to this channel right away. Smash that sub button like this. Come on, champions. You got to join the champions club. Let's do it. Come on. Smash it. Obviously, I'm kidding. But what are the real benefits of being a subscriber of my channel? First of all, yes, you do get access to the Bug Snacks emote. You absolutely do. But also, there's over 40 other emotes. I have some of the most emotes on Twitch because of 2 years ago, someone being incredibly generous and gifting an insane amount of tier 3 subs to people. And that happened, and it happened in such a giant capacity that, boom, we were able to unlock a ridiculous amount of emotes permanently. All right? So, tons of emotes. Also, when I go on ad breaks, which aren't often, but when I do go on them, you don't have to watch the advertisements. I don't like advertisements. I'm pretty sure you don't either, so that's a huge asset, right? And you'll get a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been an ongoing supporter of the channel. So many benefits to being a subscriber. The question is, what are you waiting for? Do it now. Smash the subscribe button, and let's get the subs up to 825 and lock in the holiday event. Okay? And then once the holiday event is locked in, then we'll talk about tier 2 and tier 3 possibility rewards. Or I already have an idea of what I want to do for one of them. So, okay? All right. Very good. So that's the sub goal. We haven't had one in 2 months. Now we're doing it. I hope you guys are excited. And please consider subscribing if you have not subscribed already. Or resubbing if you are a current sub. Or gifting a sub to your fellow stream viewer. 'Tis the season. November is the beginning of the season. No, it's not. I mean, please. Let's not get into Christmas yet. For God's sakes, they were fucking pushing Christmas in the middle of October. It's not Christmas season yet. I would say for me, the way it works is Christmas starts right after Thanksgiving. Like, once Thanksgiving's over, now we can get into the festive Christmas season. And in fact, much like I did in the month of October, I will have Christmas decorations here on the stream starting the day after Thanksgiving. Okay? So Thanksgiving will go down. I'll probably do one stream, a special stream that day during the daytime. And then starting the day after, Black Friday, will be the holiday festivities, all kinds of cool holiday decorations and everything here on the stream. It'll actually be pretty cool because it'll be different this year, just like it was for Halloween, because I have so much room behind me here in the office. I have more room to work with, right? So it should actually be a lot more fun in regards to decorating and everything this year. So, good stuff coming up. Okay? All right, guys. So, I think I've gabbed pretty long here. Just been blabbing it up, right? And I think now you have an idea of what to expect in November. Okay? I think you're excited for November. I know I am. One thing I will say before we move on. Obviously, the one thing everyone is talking about right now, all right, the election. This freaking election that is just going crazy right now, all right? Only a couple days until voting is closed. They start counting the votes. Chances are it's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be one of those elections where everyone's going to be like at each other's throats. I'm going to 100% expect recounts and demand for, I don't believe this is correct. We need to, well, who really won the election? People aren't going to want to accept the results of the election. All right. It's going to be one of those years. All right. If you haven't noticed, I don't talk about this shit on my stream because I don't want my stream to be about politics. I never wanted my stream to be about politics. Maybe rarely. Every once in a while, I'll bring up something political because I feel like it's beneficial to my audience, especially if it's something that's like a super important topic that everyone needs to know about. Okay? So that being said, you're not going to hear me talking about the election. You're not going to hear me talking about politics or any of this in the next few days at all. All right? I'm going to basically just not pay attention to it. And we're going to just enjoy games together rather than focus on election shit. Okay? You're going to be inundated everywhere else around you with election shit. I don't want to be a person to inundate you with that. I want this to be the place you can escape that shit and come on stream with me and just hang out and have a good time with games and not have to worry about political stuff nonstop. But that being said, the reason I'm bringing this up, I know people are going to be talking about it. All right? It's going to be the hot topic in the next few days. I can't 100%, excuse me, I can't 100% stop it. I certainly can't prevent people from talking about the biggest thing on the planet right now. All right? So, please be understanding of your fellow chatter, your fellow stream viewer. All right? Do not bombard people with political discussions if they don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to outright say no one in the stream chat can ever mention anything political, but at the same time, if the discussion veers towards that, we get arguments or we get people who now can't agree to disagree, or if we're on a stream and I'm playing a game and no one's fucking paying attention at all to me or interacting with me, but all you're talking about is arguing about politics, I'm going to put an end to that shit, all right? Because that's not what my stream is about. I don't want it to be about that. I can tell you right now, when that does happen, people complain to me behind the scenes. I get emails about it. I get tweets about it. Why was your stream so political today? All I wanted to do was enjoy a game, and instead everyone was just talking about politics in the chat. People get pissed off, okay? So please understand, that's kind of how I have to run it. I know some people might be upset about, oh, it's not freedom of speech. Well, this is supposed to be a place where people can have a haven from all the annoying stuff in real life and just enjoy games. That's the whole reason that I do the stream to begin with. So you got to understand that. If you're looking for political discussions and you're looking to argue about shit, head on over to another stream. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of streamers right here on Twitch who are going to be talking about politics in the next few days. All those streamers that have been pounding on you to vote, vote, you got to vote. Most important election ever, got to vote, vote, vote. Which I don't do, because I believe my viewers are smart enough to figure out for themselves whether or not they should vote, who they should vote for. I don't think you're a dunce. I don't think you need to be talked to like that by someone who's a streamer on Twitch who plays games because they think that they're smarter than you. I'm not smarter than you. I don't feel that I am. I'm just some dude playing games just like you. So I'm definitely not going to be telling you guys what you need to do or what you shouldn't be doing. That's of your own volition. One of the big things about being, especially being an American, is your freedom of choice to do whatever you want. When people are pounding you with vote, 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 that's not freedom of choice. That's called them trying to coerce your action to go vote for a particular candidate. And I don't play that game. All right? I don't. I'm going to let you do whatever you want. I'm here to play games and that's it, and not get involved in your personal matters. And I hope that you respect me enough to understand that about the stream, to know that that's what my stream's about, and that I'm not going to be doing that, right? And that because of that, you'll respect that, and you won't now try to also make it about your personal matters. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't bring politics to my stream if I'm not going to talk about politics on my stream. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So, now I'm seeing more artifacts on my screen. This is not good. Hold on a second. Look at this. Yeah, I'm looking. I see little artifacts. They're not on the bottom of the screen, but they're on the top of the screen. What is that? Hold on a second. I think there might be something wrong with the HDMI cable or something. I'm going to fuck around here for a second here. I'm not seeing the art. Oh, wait. Yes, I am. There they are. Huh. Okay, hold on. Did that fix it? Now I'm not seeing it. Appears to be gone. Alright, well, hopefully this is not going to be an ongoing issue. This is not good. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, okay, what's happening is, so I'm on my PS5 dashboard, and, you know, I'll show you, actually. Where is it? So here I am on my PS5 dashboard, okay, and I got the theme going and everything, and as I'm sitting here, all of a sudden I'm noticing these little white dots appearing on the screen. And it's like, what are they? And at first I'm kind of ignoring it, thinking maybe it's not, maybe it's just my eyes, you know, or maybe it's some issue. I don't know. Did I say PS5 again? This is my PS4 dash. I keep saying PS5. So obviously I have PS5 on the brain because I just keep talking about PS5 constantly and mentioning PS5 when I don't have a PS5. Okay? But I'm sitting here on my PS4 dashboard and I'm seeing little white dots, artifacts appear all over the screen and go away right away. It's like da 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 da. And at first I thought it was just me. Like I was like, maybe my eyes are fucked up or something. But then I got closer, like, no, it's happening. And I started moving around the menus. Like, I went down here, and I started seeing it. I was like, what's going on? Like, every single game now that I'm going into, I was seeing these white dots. So first, I unplugged the cable from my PS4 end and plugged it back in, and it seemed to fix it, right? But then it started happening again, so now I just unplugged it from my splitter. I have an HDMI splitter that lets the video go to the TV and also to my capture device. It splits the video. So I unplugged it from there, plugged it back in. Now I don't see it at all. You guys don't see it, right? There's no dots here. I'm seeing nothing. But what we'll have to do is keep our eyes peeled today and see, does it happen again? If it's happening again, it could be many things. It could be the HDMI cable is finally worn out after years of using it, because I've been using these setups since, I want to say it was either late 2017 or early 2018 when I bought this splitter and I upgraded my equipment a little bit. So 2.5 to 3 years of constant use will do that. It could be the PS4 is wearing out, which sucks because this is a PS4 Pro from, I want to say it was it 2019 or 2018? I forget at this point if it was 2018 or 2019. But it's only about 2 to 2.5 years old tops, if that. So why it would be having video output issues like that, I have no idea. I hope it's not an indication that the graphics card is going. Because as I said, number one, I don't know if I'm getting my PS5 at launch, so I still need this to play games on. And number two, we don't know if the PS5 will actually work and be dependable. We've had a lot of issues in new console generations where the new console ends up failing a lot, right? So I would rather keep my PS4 Pro as the backup just in case the PS5 conks out, and that way I'll have a backup to keep playing games on, you see? So I really hope it's just a cable issue or a loose cable, you know? Likely it is, because yesterday when I was switching between PS3 and PS4, I had to swap HDMI cables. So likely it's just an HDMI cable issue, I hope. But let's keep an eye on this today as I'm playing the game. Let's look together and see if you guys start seeing little white dots in the video feed. Let me know, and I'll have to see what it is, if there's anything loose or, you know, what we could do to fix it. I don't know. Right now it's looking okay though. Right now it looks like I'm not seeing anything. Okay? All right. Good Lord. Oh man, I hope this is not the signs of bad stuff to come. That sucks. Okay. So anyway, in conclusion, please respect the fact that I don't want to talk about politics on the stream. Please respect others. I think highly of all of you, and I believe that you guys can make decisions for yourselves, and you don't need my input to figure out if you should vote or who you should vote for. And I hope that you will then respect others and not be constantly talking about politics on the stream and derailing the stream, especially this week. This is supposed to be an escape from everything political, so I hope you guys will join me on streams for that very reason. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. Now let's get the shout-outs, my friends. So, overnight, a couple contributions came in. I actually received a $50 Canadian dollar tip from Jesse Hansen, who said, "Hey man, I watched your stuff on YouTube. I love the Colonel's Halloween playthrough of Dark Pictures Anthology. You're awesome." Yes, the overwhelming feedback that I received in regards to yesterday's Halloween event was that it was good. People really enjoyed when I was Colonel Sanders. In fact, I went to character and played the rest of the Dark Pictures Anthology Little Hope for about 3 more hours in character as Colonel Sanders, despite the fact my beard kept falling off. And then a lot of people liked the fact that there was a second half of the stream with a different costume, because obviously that Colonel Sanders costume was not going to last with how bad the beard was. People really liked it, all right? And I'm happy that basically my plans panned out good. Because when I put a lot of thought and effort into something, I obviously want to see it turn out well. And basically, I was nervous how it was going to work out, and you guys really seemed to like it. See, when you said be a pop culture costume, I wanted to do something silly. I didn't want to do another streamer and then have everyone be talking shit that Phil roasted another streamer on his stream or whatever. So I wanted to do something that no one was going to care about. You know, Colonel Sanders ain't real. So if I play Colonel Sanders, no one's going to be pissed. All right? So I did that, but I was like, you know, number one, I don't know if this costume is going to last all day. Because, you know, let's face it, the beard isn't exactly high quality, right? And in addition, I didn't know if I wanted to be Colonel Sanders all day. I didn't want to be Colonel Sanders the entire stream. That would have been, imagine me being in character for every game I played and everything. Oh my God, it would have just got boring by the end of the day, too tiring. But I was like, I definitely want to do it to finish up Little Hope. So the fact that I had the second costume to change into so we could be more relaxed for the rest of the stream worked perfectly. And I was very pleased with how that went down. You guys overwhelmingly have been telling me you really like the Halloween stream. If you didn't see it, the entirety of the Halloween event is live on DSPGaming right now on YouTube. And the special DSP Tries episode that did not go according to plan but ended up still being a pretty good episode is live over on my The King of Hate Vlogs channel on YouTube. Okay? So please give it a look. If you haven't seen it yet, it was pretty damn fun for me to do that. And you guys have been telling me so much that you enjoyed it. So anyway, thank you, Jesse, for the overnight contribution. I appreciate that very much. Golden Colts did a couple cheers overnight. First of all, he said, did you ever buy adult Lunchables like P3 portable protein packs or Hillshire snacking trays? It's like having charcuterie on the go. What the fuck is charcuterie? I don't know what that word even means. He says, they're a bit expensive, though, and I think about making my own. No. Absolutely not. What I do is I make my own stuff. For example, ciabatta bread, some kind of cheese, some kind of meat, some kind of condiment. You toast the bread, right? And then you basically put your stuff on there, and then you can either put it on a frying pan with a little bit of butter, and you can make it like a flatbread sandwich, or you can just toss it in a microwave if you just want to melt some of the cheese. Like, that's what I do. I'm not going to freaking sit there with a tray of Lunchables and eat it. Oh, a piece of pepperoni. Oh, a piece of cheddar. Fuck that. I'm making a good-ass sandwich on fucking delicious bread. Artisan bread. There you go. Golden Colts also did 2 more cheers overnight, so thank you, Golden Colts, for the overnight cheers. As the stream was going live this morning, I received a subscription from Overweight Guinea Pig. Okay, then. Thank you to Overweight Guinea Pig for the subscription. Chipe is the first tipper of today, who tipped me $1.30. And he said, shout out to PW Dubs. We had a Halloween party on his island. Everyone tested clean beforehand, so we didn't have to worry about the virus. Still hungover. Well, Chipe, that's great to hear. However, despite the fact that you tested negative, you still violated the protocols for mass gatherings. And therefore, I'm reporting you to the authorities immediately. And the police will be at your house within about 10 minutes. So I hope you were ready for your arrest. Okay, Honest Fan cheered. 50 bits. He says, some leak showed PS5 is loading Miles Morales in 6 seconds. That's very fast. But then people ruined it and said the cutscene with the homeless guy with ricotta cheese was insulting. Do you think that they will alter the scene because of blowback? I have no idea what you're talking about. I really have no clue. I didn't see this, so I don't know, and I can't comment on it. And you just spoiled the scene. Therefore, Honest Fan, it's time for you to receive the very first old-fashioned lean-in manual band of November. Here we go, and band. Very nice. Very well done. Good job, Honest Fan. All right. Knows Nobody did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, Knows Nobody, for the 100-bit cheer. That's the biggest cheer of the day so far, so let's get that up on the leaderboard. There we go. He says, come at me November. I mean, damn, I think that's how I'm approaching it too. Like, it's going to be such an insane month. Come at me. Come on, bro. I could take it. Whatever you want to throw at me, I could take it. Come on. All right. Conversalism cheered and said, maybe you could consider doing a personal crunch, like doing more streaming during a 2-week period. Businesses sometimes have periods where they try to cash in on the extra business. I have found that as long as I'm consistent with my streaming schedule, all right, it does not matter how much I stream in a day. Basically, it's the same amount of profitability and it's the same amount of enjoyment for my viewers. Even if I were to extend the streams extra time, it doesn't necessarily equate into extra money for the business or anything like that. All right? People are used to my streams being the time and the length that they are. They're okay with that. And so that's why, admittedly, that's why I stopped doing midnight releases. All right? Because people told me that basically there was no point in doing them anymore because essentially everyone else had already spoiled these games ahead of time. There's already a playthrough of Assassin's Creed Valhalla up on the internet. I'm not kidding. It's been up there for 2 weeks. That's what I mean. Like, it's not like it used to be where it's all about how much you stream and getting the game early or anything like that. It's not. It's more like people just want to chill with me. It doesn't really matter what I'm playing. Although there are admittedly people who will come just for certain games. That there's a group of people who are some of my biggest supporters and fans who are going to come by no matter what. And they're looking for me to be here on a consistent schedule. And that's the deal. Even if I were to extend my streaming hours by 1 to 2 hours a day, chances are I would not see an increase in any kind of profitability. In fact, the few times when I decided that maybe it made more sense to do that actually ended up backfiring. At one point, I got a bad ear infection after it. All right? So, no, I think my key to success here is being consistent. Okay? Being consistent. And being here every day, keeping myself healthy, putting out content every day, covering the games that you guys want to see. But it's not necessarily about, oh, there's more games now, so now increase my streaming capacity by this many hours, this many. I don't think that's going to actually have any positive effect on anything. It's more about just me being here every day and living up to the promise of me being able to put out entertaining streams for you every single day. Okay? Fair enough? There's no reason to crunch when there will be no actual positive benefit from said crunch. And the truth of the matter is, outside of Cyberpunk, there's really nothing in December. There's really nothing in January scheduled yet, except for, I think, Hitman. So even if I end up playing a ton of games, and it takes me a while to beat them all, that's perfectly fine. It's not like, oh no, Phil, there's so many games coming out in November. If you don't beat them all by December, now you'll never beat them because there's 12, 13 more games coming out in December. That's actually not the case. And that's actually the good thing about the end of the year is even though you may get a crunch of a bunch of games in a short period of time, usually you have enough time to play them all. Okay? So I'm not too worried about that at all. FBG Duck tipped me $2. Biggest tip of the day. He says, too bad you didn't get to try the bacon jalapeno chicken sandwich. I highly recommend going to get it. It's really good. It's pretty spicy. The jalapenos have some vinegar flavor, and it balances out all the fried stuff on the sandwich. Well, now you've made me very sad. I wanted that. I mean, that was actually the featured sandwich that I actually wanted to do the episode based around. And that's the combo I ordered. I ordered a number 12 combo, which was that sandwich. And then I ordered a standard pub bacon chicken sandwich. What they did is they gave me 2 pub bacon chicken sandwiches, 1 standard, 1 spicy, instead of actually paying attention to my order. Even though on my ticket it said the correct order. It did. It said the correct order on there, and they gave me the wrong sandwich. So that just sucks. It just sucks. And I'm glad to hear it's good, but likely I'll probably never try the sandwich now. Seriously. By the time that I go back to Wendy's again, likely they won't have it anymore. So Jack Elise has subscribed for 20 months in a row and says, subscribe! Thank you, Jack Elise, for the sub. I appreciate that. Ninstar Rune Cheered, he says, they always push early Christmas, but they never push early Kwanzaa or Hanukkah. Are you going to play Sister Location since you had to pay for it and didn't play it during the marathon? Will I play Sister Location? Eventually, yes. And in fact, there seems to be a desire during the month of October for me to play horror-themed games. This year, I decided to play Amnesia stuff because there was a new Amnesia game coming out. But it is very likely, alright, very likely that next year I'll run a few horror games in the month of October to fill out the empty spaces in the schedule. And since I own Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location, chances are that will maybe be one of the games that I play. Alright? There's also been some desire for me to actually try to play Dino Crisis in its entirety, since now I've played the first hour and a half of the game twice. Once in 2016 and once yesterday, and I haven't gotten any further, so people are like, man, it would be really cool if you would actually try to, advance in the game and play it. So maybe next year. Okay? We'll see. But thanks for reminding me that it was still on my PS4 because I just deleted it. Davo1 has resubscribed for 2 months. Thank you, Davo, for the sub. Ninstar Rune cheered again. He said, there's a famous quote attributed to many people, one of which is Mark Twain. If voting mattered, they wouldn't let us do it. Do you agree with this thought, or is it nihilism? I personally am not going to tell you what I think, because that would possibly influence my viewing audience one way or another. And I'm not a political guy on my streams, and I don't intend to be, and therefore you will not get an answer out of me. So there, nice try, but you didn't get it. Neener, neener, neener. You can't fool me, boy. You can't fool me, boy. Told you, boy. Do you in a fry? You ask me a question like that again. Come on. Come on. We're trying to play games up here on this stream. You all gotta be asking me the political questions. Now, come on now, boy. Look what you did. You got Colonel Sanders to come back because you asked me a political question. How could you? Stop that right now. Stop it. Okay, let's continue. Big Papa Phil to me $1.30. He says, my girlfriend often asks me to buy things and keep spending money beyond what I'm comfortable spending. So what is your advice on letting a significant other know we should spend a little less? Sit down your significant other and have a real conversation about it. Like, if you're afraid to sit down with your significant other and have a real conversation, there's something wrong with your relationship. Like, you shouldn't be afraid to sit down and talk with your significant other about something important. You know what I mean? Like, why are you approaching it so why are you afraid? The way you phrase this question is like, you're afraid to talk to your significant other. Like, huh? At least in my relationship with my wife, if we have something important to talk about, we will talk to each other about it very honestly, matter-of-factly. We listen to each other's concerns, right? We try to understand where the other person is coming from and have, honest feedback and conversation. And by the way, if you're having a conversation with your significant other, you should not be upset if they disagree with your line of thinking. If they have, like, if you say, I think we should spend less, and your significant other says, well, we're spending this much because of this, and these are valid reasons, you shouldn't immediately, oh, how dare you disagree with me. No. You got to be understanding. You got to be open-minded. You got to understand things from another person's perspective of why they're thinking that way or where they're coming from. All right? Don't just dismiss. If someone disagrees with you, don't just dismiss it immediately. You have to be more open-minded than that. Especially if this is someone who you love and you're spending all your time with. This is someone who you want to 100% consider all of their feelings and thoughts, because that's the other thing, too, that I've learned. It's not always about just logic and thought. It's about feeling. People have feelings, and sometimes the feelings may be illogical, and that's okay. That's the human condition, is that we have things in our bodies, our past experiences, hormones. We have things that make us feel ways that may not have any basis in logical fact, and that's okay. We got to talk those things out and understand why people feel certain ways or why we feel a certain way, right? So that's how you should approach it. And if you are actually genuinely afraid of talking to your significant other about something, I don't know what's going on in your relationship, but you need to reassess it because something's going on there, right? Low Carb Madman tipped me $1.30 and said, Bug Snacks takes top priority. I agree. I told you Bug Snacks, we're going to be snacking. Very soon, we're going to be snacking. Trust me. All right. Hygienic Streamer tips to me $2. Said, I'm out here in the shadow realm because you unbanned me, please. I don't even know what you're still upset about. I'm upset about the insulting thing that you said about my significant other on a stream one day. You thought it was a funny joke. It wasn't. Everyone took it as an insult, and a very backhanded insult, because you thought you could get away with it, like I wasn't going to see it or something. And you got banned for it. You know, I've talked with my mods about it. They agree with me that it was fucked up what you did. And since then, you have made absolute zero effort to show any remorse, admit that you even did it, or apologize for it. So until you fucking man up and become a man and say, okay, I made a bad joke, I shouldn't have done it, I'll never do it again, and I'm sorry, you will remain banned. So stay in the shadow realm until you grow up. Spawn Killer took me $2 and said, I have bad news. If you see those white spots on the TV, I had that and it got worse. I had to get a new TV. Well, the good news is I'm looking at my TV again right now, and I am not seeing any white spots. No, I'm looking right now, and so far, nothing. It looks clean. No white spots showing up. So let's hope again that it's not the TV, it's not the PS4. Let's just hope that it was a loose cable, because I was plugging and unplugging cables a lot yesterday, okay? Right now, it's looking good. Okay. But thank you for your concern, Spawn Killer. I do appreciate it. And yeah, obviously, I'm concerned. This is a Brand new console gen about to start. Obviously, I need a TV that fucking works, right? Worthless and Stupid has subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Worthless and Stupid, for the sub. I appreciate that. Okay. Let us now give shout-outs to the top cheers of the week. Cheering this week has been very, very generous. I appreciate everyone who cheered this week, and I want to give credit where credit is due. By the way, today is Sunday, and if you're not aware, per Twitch's standards, excuse me, Sunday is the final streaming day of the week. That means tomorrow, Monday, all these stats will reset to 0. And since that's the case, if you want to get credit for being a top cheerer or someone who gifted a lot of subs this week, now is the chance to do it because those will reset to 0 starting tomorrow. All right? So thank you to those who've cheered so far this week, including Shadow the Hedgehog, who's in 10th place, Proficient Fox, who's in 9th, Ripley Atomic, who's in 8th, Dr. Tony Huge, who's in 7th. Excuse me, disgusting burp. Anyway, Pool King, who's in 6th, a tie for 4th between Benner, Burrito, and Spartan King. Ninstar Rune is in 3rd place, Rob on Wheels is in 2nd, and Jericho Kane in 1st place this week. With the cheers, thank you guys very much. Also, thank you to everyone who gifted subs to the channel this week. Sadly, not everyone gets to show up on the leaderboard, especially when there's a giant tie for like gifting 1 sub. But thank you to anyone who did gift a sub to the channel. Thank you to these people in particular who are actually showing up on the leaderboard. Diocletian 60, Carbon Corax, Technical 2070, Spartan King, Snorlax, Melody Zelda, The Alcoholic Mormon, and Lunaba are all tied for gifting 1 sub to the channel this week, and I appreciate that very much. Human Milk gifted 2 subscriptions to the channel, and Golden Nobles has gifted 12 subscriptions to the channel. 12! That's a lot. That's a lot of subs. Thank you very much, Golden Nobles, this week for your support here on the channel. I really do appreciate that. Okay? All right, Hygemic Streamer Tips just tipped me $2. Said I have made a bad joke. I'm sorry to you and your significant other, and it will not happen again. It's remarkable. It's almost like you listened, right, and did what was required of you. It's almost as if, you know, after weeks of kind of completely ignoring the fact that you did something awful, that now you're admitting that you did it, and now all of a sudden you've been unbanned. It's almost like cause and effect in a lot of ways, right? It's like being mature, right? There you go. Alrighty then. Now understand something. You're on the thinnest of motherfucking ice I've ever seen. I mean, there's like 2 microbes width of ice that you're standing on right now. If you so much as breathe the wrong way, that ice is going to crack. You're going to sink right into the frozen depths of the Arctic tundra, only to be encased in a block of ice. They ain't going to find your ass for millions of years when they're digging that shit up right next to the woolly mammoths. All right? So you better behave. If I see one word out of your mouth that's a snide remark, that's even a backhanded, forward-handed, side-handed insult, you are done. You ain't going to be Sub-Zero, you'll be plain zero. All right? All right. Timbo Slice cheered, and he said, good thing a lot of PS5 games are on PS4, including Sackboy and Bugs, but you have to pay for them on PS4. Only non-PS4 game is Demon's Souls and the bot game, right, the Astro game, and Slider-Man? Slider-Man? What the fuck is Slider-Man? Slider-Man, Slider-Man, slides around because he can. Slippery feet, he will slide. On his shoes, he's got Astroglide. What the hell? Slider-Man. Alright, he's gonna slide right into your DMs, I guess, but... Alright, Slider-Man. So I guess what he's trying to say is Spider-Man. So anyway, he says, you'd still have games if you don't get the system at launch. That's right. So even if PS5, if we don't get it at launch, because Amazon doesn't come through on the pre-order, most of the games can still be played. Sucks that I'll have to spend more money, but at least most of the games will still be played. Right? So, there you go. Maybe there is a game called Slider-Man that I'm not aware of. Slider-Man. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. That's it for shout-outs, unless anyone else has anything else to talk about today. Now, remember, today, it's a normal streaming day. That means if you cheer, sub, or tip, I will give you a shout-out. I prefer tips today because, man, do I need to raise tips in the next week and a half to pay for all of these games and the console, and I mean that. Like, any tips right now, guys, would be super-duper helpful. All right? More so than even last month, because now this is the nitty-gritty. This money has to go straight towards a ridiculous amount of games in the console, so anything you can contribute to the streams, tips-wise, is much appreciated. Okay? So please consider tipping if you can. Tips goals are in effect. $50 I put on the Gunner glasses. $100 I'll put on a vest. Now, yesterday, I wore the red vest because I was Barry Burton. So that means any other vest today is eligible. The beige, the blue, the platinum, the gray, or the camo are all eligible today for being worn. Now, with Watch Dogs, okay? With Watch Dogs, what I'm thinking, like for now, I'm going to put the headphones on, but being that this is a game that I think I could basically put the headphones around my neck as well. Like, I don't think I want to wear the headphones all day because I wore the headphones all day yesterday, and I kind of want to alternate. So I'm thinking I'll wear them and then maybe take them off and then put them on again. Like, I'll probably like have them on and off today. But if we do double the tips goal today, yes, I would put on the cowboy hat if you guys would want that. I don't know if you would actually want that or not, but if you actually wanted that, yes, I would consider putting on the cowboy hat if you guys wanted me to do so if we double the tips goal. Now, am I expecting we're going to double the tips goal today? No, but hell, that would be really helpful with the game cost and everything. But let's see what happens. Okay? Exactly, I Heart Darts. He goes, not another ear infection, please. Exactly. I can't afford to have another fucking ear infection in the midst of the busiest gaming season of the year now. This would be disastrous for everyone. Me, you, everyone. I have to stay healthy. So that's what I mean. Hygienic Streamer Tips did 100-bit cheer. How about this, Hygienic Streamer Tips? How about you stop saying disgusting things altogether on my stream? He's like, can I make a joke about Jasper shitting in the hallway? How about you just fucking stop and you grow up? Like, that's not funny to anyone. Talking about my cat shitting in the hallway isn't funny. It's stupid. It's something a fucking 5-year-old would do. So maybe try acting your age for once instead of acting like a fucking buffoon. And maybe you won't get banned from the stream again. I'm just saying. Like, everyone else seems to be able to act normal, and you notice they're all here. You were the only person who wasn't here for like a month because you acted like a fucking idiot. So don't act like a fucking idiot, and you won't have to worry about being banned. Don't say stupid shit, and you'll be okay. It's pretty common sense, but apparently you need to learn it. All right? Okay. There you go. Boy, people are just fucking, I don't know, man. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for a break. I got to use the restroom regardless. So let's take a little break. I'll use the restroom. When we come back, we start off with Watch Dogs Legion. I'm pretty much just going to keep focusing on the story at this point because it's hard for me to figure out if I'm supposed to be trying to do side content or not. And it seems like I encounter a lot of side stuff during the stories anyway. So I think we're just going to continue on with the story-based content and go from there and see what happens today. Okay? All right. It's time for a quick break for me to use the restroom. And then when I come back, Watch Dogs Legion begins. Thank you guys very much for your support so far. And I'll see you after the break. All right.